What's up, YouTube? It's RJ from Harbuck Media here today with another video for you. Today we want to talk about what kind of videos can you create when you are just starting off. But before we get into the video content today, we want to thank you for watching. First of all, if you're not a subscriber, I would love to encourage you to become a subscriber. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that notification bell so that you'll be notified of all of our upcoming video content. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. And if the question is big enough, we might even turn it into a full-length video. So we'd love to interact with you in that way. We'll respond to your question, to your comment, as quickly as we possibly can. All right, let's get started today.
Oh, fire and water meet, going down deep, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, far beneath. Down to the river.
So the topic of what video to create is obviously a very broad topic. It primarily depends upon what your business is, whether you sell a good or a service, an actual physical product, or if you provide a service for other businesses or for individuals. And so depending on what you offer, that would change quite a bit what kind of videos would fit best with your business, not to mention what social media platform you want to use and what format you're going to primarily target with your video content. So all of those things go into what type of video and what content you want to create. So for the purposes of today, let's just talk about someone who is wanting to get started. You've been convinced that video and creating video content is important for your business, and you're thinking this is something that we should get into this year. That said, maybe your budget is small. You're thinking about going with that iPhone option or even a webcam. So you're ready to go. You've got your equipment, but now what? What do I create? What content do I record? So with that in mind, let's discuss 3 different types of video content that you can create. The first of which is video interviews. Now, video interviews, even that's kind of a broad topic. So that could be anything from a client testimonial to interviewing your own employees to even interviewing people in similar fields to you who can speak to the nature of your business and why it's important. An easy way to do something like this would be to use a software like Zoom. Now, personally, Zoom's not one of my favorite recording softwares for this purpose. Zoom is built around the idea of having business meetings, about having as many people tuning in as possible to a conversation. So it lacks in the quality department. I prefer something like Zencastr or Riverside.fm. Both of these softwares are paid for. The fee for these is fairly minimal. I think it's like up to $200 a year, and you can get up to 4K video, and then they also prioritize audio. So when you take a software like Zencastr, Riverside.fm, or even Zoom, you can pull someone in to your video who is remote, someone who's not actually in the same room as you, and you can record straight to your laptop or your desktop computer. And like I said, you can talk about your business. You can record video testimonials from your clients. You can ask your employees to talk about their experience working with you and working with your clients. Ask them to share stories about some impactful conversations that they have had with your clients and the ways that they have been able to help them. And you can even talk to people who are in the same sort of field that you are, the same sort of industry, and they can speak to the necessities of hiring businesses like yours and the struggles that come along with that. And then again, some testimonials as to how they've been able to impact people in their own business. And you can use that as a kind of a trampoline, as a way to springboard yourself into talking about the way you can help others. And the cool thing about using this interview style is it's a little bit easier to set up, being that you're working through a software like Zoom, Zencastr, or Riverside.fm. But the other thing is that you're not the only person on screen. You're not the only person responsible for coming up with content. And the content is really based upon a question. You ask a question, the other person answers. They ask a question, you answer. And so it makes it a lot easier to be spontaneous and to just be organic and authentic with your conversation. Along those same lines, a second type of video that you could record is simply a video that answers a question. So just like these videos that I create here, you could come up with a question that you feel needs to be answered for your clients or potential clients, and then you spend time discussing the answer to that question, or in the case of these videos, the multiple answers associated with that question. If you're having a difficult time coming up with the questions, something really easy that you could do would be to go to your frequently asked questions. I'm sure that you have a section, a FAQ section on your website. If you don't, then you've spoken with enough clients within your business to know what common questions are asked about your business, about your industry, and about your responsibility with your clients. And so this is a very easy way to ease your clients into business with you. You're able to answer these questions in video form, which is really cool to be able to do that and to share these videos with your clients. But then also these videos are now available up front to introduce yourself to new customers. And now you're able to answer the question up front: what problem does my business solve? You have a problem as a customer. What is it that my business solves for you? How do we solve that problem? And why is our solution better than our competitors? So again, this is a really easy video to create. It is a little bit more challenging than the interview because you have to talk. You have to come up with the content yourself. You have the question in front of you, and then you simply discuss that question and the answers associated with that question. But it puts more pressure on you, which can be a little bit more challenging. This is definitely something that you want to be comfortable talking. You want to be comfortable answering the questions. You have to have the knowledge associated with those questions in order to answer them in the first place. As just kind of a sub point, I want to throw out there, if you don't want to go the route of doing an FAQ, a frequently asked question, then you could also go the route of showcasing your products, and you could just talk directly about your products and answering the question of what problem do we solve, but why does this product specifically solve that problem? So that you could throw in there as well. If you don't want to spend as much time talking about different questions, but really more focused on your product itself, then you could answer the same question over and over again from product to product about how does my product solve your problem, and then also how best to use that product. Almost think of it like a training video, but not quite the same as a training video, just an introduction to how best to use it, what best to couple with it. So for instance, maybe you have products that work best together, then you could talk about how these products work better together to streamline the solutions that you are offering. And then the third type of video that you could create is a video that is essentially just stolen from your blogs. Most businesses at this point have already been creating blogs for a while. If you're working with a marketing agency, I'm sure they are writing blogs for you and for your website. So you can actually go straight to those blogs and convert them to a script that you can read as you create this video content, talking directly about whatever it is that that blog already has answered. This is kind of the inverse way of creating video content. A lot of people like to create video content first and then convert that video content into multiple different types of content. We talked about creating clips. Another thing that you can do is you can turn those videos into blogs. You can turn them into a written format. You can also turn them into little sound bites of text and image. What I mean by that is you can turn them into little Instagram posts or little Facebook posts where it's just a little text over a image. And then that's another way that you can utilize that video content, is by converting it to a written content. So this is the exact opposite of that. This is saying that you are a business that has been doing the written content for a while. And so you're going to take your old written content and convert it then into video content. Again, super easy to do, but it is the most time consuming in my own personal experience, because you do have to sit down, find the blog that you want to videotape about, and then you have to convert that blog into a script. And then you either have to become acquainted with that script so that you can talk about it without looking at it, or you have to get a teleprompter and read it while you're recording. In either case, it's the least natural way to do a video and takes the most practice trying to make it look natural, because it is unnatural to read from that script while you're recording. But for those who are a little bit more professional or don't really have as much confidence in themselves and their ability to just talk to the camera and talk to your clients on your own, then a blog, converting that blog into a script is a really easy way to start creating video content. In any case, all three of these are something that you can do for a long time, but they probably aren't going to ultimately be the only type of video that you create. Again, this conversation, what we're starting with here is the base, the groundwork. So I have decided to make videos. I've bought some video equipment. Maybe it's not the greatest video equipment, but I have decided to start, and I just want to create video content. But what do I do? So in that case, these three types of videos are a way that you can get yourself 6 months, a year, maybe even 2 years down the road creating videos before you really start needing to implement different types of videos. And the truth is, you could do all three of these. You don't even have to just pick one. You could do all three of these, and that really extends that time that you are able to make this type of video content last before you have to start getting more creative with your video content. Anyways, I hope that you have found this video helpful for you today. If you've enjoyed the video, if you have found it helpful, would you please give us that like, that thumbs up? If you have any questions about this video or previous videos that we have made, please leave the question down in the comments section and we will do our best to answer them as quickly as possible. If you're not already a subscriber, please do so, and please hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of all of our upcoming videos. Thank you again so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep. Bury me, carry me, far beneath. Down to the river.